Welcome, everyone. Fairly regularly, we're asked to get QGroundControl or QGC to run on Android. So in this video, we're going to look at how to get QGC to work on both an Android tablet as well as a Herelink controller. They are both very different, as Herelink uses an old version of Qt and an even older version of Android. A lot of people use Herelink to fly, so even though it's getting very old, I still wanted to include it in this video. Let's start with the vanilla QGC Android install on a modern tablet or phone. This should be familiar to you if you've been following our drone videos. I'm going to be using a Pixel 7. We need to install 3 applications to get everything to work. These are Visual Studio, Qt Creator, and Android Studio. We also need the NDK or Native Development Kit from Android Studio. Then we clone QGroundControl, spend a little time configuring Qt Creator, and finally we deploy to our Android phone. Download Visual Studio 2022 Community Edition, download the Community Edition of Qt, and download the latest version of Android Studio. We also need to install Java 17. All links are in the resources at the end of the video. Okay, let's take a deeper look at installing and configuring. Download the Visual Studio Community Edition 2022 and install desktop development with C++. Make sure your installation details match what we're showing. Download the installer from qt.io and choose custom installation. Make sure you uncheck everything else. Choose the 6.8.3 version of Qt and the following options. You only need the Qt charts under additional libraries. Make sure you have the following Qt build tools. Install the latest version of Android Studio from developer.android.com. Go into Android Studio Settings, Tools, SDK Manager, SDK Tools. Then check Show Package Details and search for NDK 261109 and click Apply. Now we have all the applications we need to download our QGroundControl source code. Git clone github.com/mavlink/QGroundControl. Windows users should enable developer mode to ensure there aren't linking issues with GStreamer for Android. Go to the Windows Settings app System for developers and toggle on the developer mode. Open Qt Creator and go to Edit Preferences. Next, navigate to the SDKs tab. Set your JDK location to your JDK 17 directory and set the SDK location to your Android SDK directory. Now click on Apply. If prompted to install missing SDK packages, click OK. Just click Apply. Once it shows Android settings are OK. Open the QGroundControl project in Qt Creator by choosing cmakelists.txt. Different Android devices use different CPUs. Each combination of CPU and instruction set has its own application binary interface, or ABI. Select the Android kit for the ABI of the device you are building for, then click Configure Project. Navigate to the Projects tab on the left toolbar and double-click on the Android kit you are using. In Manage Kits, ensure CMake tool is set. Here we've set the CMake generator to Ninja, and the CMake tool points at the location of CMake on our machine. Connect an Android device to your laptop via USB. In Qt, click on the device selector at the bottom left. If the device does not say the name of your connected device, click Manage and then select the connected Android device from the drop-down. Click the play button or green arrow to run on the Android device. This is what the Manage Devices screen looks like. If the kits for the project in Qt Creator are showing errors and won't pass the Configure Project, and if all else fails, to reset the kit to the initial settings, close Qt Creator, delete the cmakelist.txt.user in the root of the repository, reopen Qt Creator and open the project by choosing cmakelists.txt. It will then ask you to select kits and configure the project again. If the build and the install works correctly, you should now see QGC on your phone. Make sure you delete any earlier versions that you may have downloaded from Google Play. Let's switch gears and look at installing QGC on a Herelink remote controller. Herelink QGC uses Qt 5 instead of the standard QGC, which is on Qt 6. Herelink QGC also has its own GitHub repo. Also, I could not get Herelink QGC to compile on Windows Pro. However, I did get it to run on WSL or Windows System Linux. This is basically the same as the Linux Ubuntu installation. If you don't have WSL installed, run the command wsl-install from PowerShell. To compile Herelink QGC, we need Java 11. We also need the Android SDK, make instead of CMake and Qt 5 instead of Qt 6. Install Java 11 from the command line. Download the Android SDK from the command line as follows. Using wget, set your Android SDK root environment variables and add it to your path. Install Android 33 SDK and the corresponding build tools using the command line version of the SDK manager. Finally, install Android NDK or the native development kit version 21.4.707. We need the make command to do the compiling install as follows. From Windows, download the Linux Qt installer from qt.io. Copy the installer to your WSL directory using File Explorer. Now use the commands above to make the installer file executable. Add the libraries and start the Qt installer or maintenance tool as a super user. Select Show, Archive to show legacy Qt versions. Select Android and Qt charts under 5.15.2. Select CMake, Ninja, and OpenSSL Toolkit under Build Tools, and then uncheck anything else. Under Build Tools, select CMake, Ninja, and OpenSSL Toolkit. Take note of the Qt installation location after the installer finishes. It'll probably be /opt/qt. Download the Herelink version of QGC from github.com/kubepilot. Clone the repo and initialize submodules. Install GStreamer in the root of the repository. Download using wget and untar it into the new GStreamer directory. Set the environment variables for Java Home, Android SDK root, and Android NDK root. Create the build directory from the root of the repository and build as follows. Note that J4 is the number of parallel jobs to use when building QGC. WSL does not natively have access to connected USB devices. The easiest way to install is to move the file out of WSL into your Windows directory and install it via ADB, power on the Herelink controller, and connect it to the laptop. Allow connections from this computer on the controller. In the QGC Herelink repo, navigate to /build/Android, then run adb install. And if all goes well, you should see QGC on Herelink. Here are links to all the resources and applications we used in this video. If you liked our video, then there's more where that came from. Scan the code and join our newsletter to stay connected with the latest innovations from Reese.